They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So that you said that they put millions of lives. Should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right.
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. The subsequent set in the road, they're the result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never a home, only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me, maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting, the trail of my tears is countless. The fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Cracking the sky, nuclear missiles and making it official. I'm capturing every crack I'm surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be. Slavery for me. And let the whole world see the rhythm in the caves and safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash. Get resolved for the beast. 144, get the bullet show, we could all be in peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom be busting it down. The only way justice is found. The time for your judgment is now.
You see just how it feels. Payback is the law. Payback is the
Look, ain't no remorse in my blood cell. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body certifies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I'm back gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember YAHANNA's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in this body, you fit the Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply press to the game, I got the bondale. Payback suspension is dressed. She a bomb changes, it served cold. I just hope they make it oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear got that no cock smell. Made myself a target in the world of man shooters. There was design fast for our babies to pass through it. The day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They want my jealous, I'm for a brand new pair of colors.
You see just how it feels. Payback is the law. Payback is the
I got you. It's time to woke up. This black God a real nigga. Cause he wasn't no flaw. Posted on the corner like a watchdog. The family secure, got that shot in. Blinded by the mob ball. Fuck when they heard, but tell me it's all true. He caused it, and foundation caused it, it's all true. Look, I keep this shit fit. Time is no time. Ain't no more hard in this game, I'm job too. park, telling me how the crackers turn the shower into a ghost town. Focus out there, I lay that game down. My feelings pain, cause nothing is the same now. Never like shine like never to a rain cloud. Block never fit like a tail, no plans. Trying to warn them niggas get red arms like a wrench. The mother niggas red, I'm made anthems for it. I really see problems under this ground now. Me my enemies ride down on camera. Told my design, I want it black and white like a panda. I'm better than the nigga that's so dirty to handle. Look, I'm moving like a facility. Precious cargo, irrigation, but I got a notice if they all know. Wait that bitch around like where's Warno. See if they move. Cut through they things like I'm sorrow. And before it's named, so I gotta keep that steel clip. Trust me, I'm not what you think. Squeeze till it click like Morgan when the heels touch. The world got me dumb, I don't feel much. Round around me, y'all are down, just after state bridge. Looking for a bitch, rather than baby. When my truck class gone, I've been gone ever since. Still in the field, fuck them niggas on the fence, Yeah, you know what it is. I'm 40 for the rebel, 50 rain shit, nigga. They take their head over, nigga. When we get the Adam, I just pray my love don't lie to me. Swing the eye like stamps and I can't let no holding lie to me. I don't feel these rappers, all they lies is hypocrisy. Ain't no competition, ain't no rivalry. Niggas think I'm playing, I don't hear one word they say, this shit light work. People hogging one of us, he might lose his life first. Sucker up and stay alert. Another cop can stretch the nigga. He didn't think that this an exorcism. Watch how bless the nigga. Put that open blood, then you know I'm gonna get active with you. Fuck the opposition, I see vision. Let me take the grip. Rappers can they spin, I ain't listening. Is it taking if revenge was a woman, now I stroke that bitch like James. How I walk, we gon' run the summer. It's gon' be historical. How they making plays, make them niggas call the audible. As you running shit, but that question is rhetorical. Bitch, I'm no army, cookies with no hawk. I'ma get them crackers, hell should've never kidnapped my family. I can't do that. Better be the last nigga standing. Do it like city for my niggas, pray you understand it. I might put a switch on this block and call it young boy. How you real tricking on the dot? You a bird feeder. Claiming he a demon. Was a demon to a cold leader. When he say something, I ain't hear. This shit like it ain't all who got this gun. It's the Uber of that piper. I turn a bad situation to a gang. Three soldiers from the dead. Just wake up the chain. Free shots. Someone look like Eric Jones when I run it. Never break their hand and teeth. You will never get their hand back. Bitch about 10%. I don't want to hear none of that. He dropping sword, fuck him. Just make sure you get that cover back. Look around. He ain't with probably cause he never was. Now my tears like you with the angel for your brothers. Everybody want to be Richard Porter. Dark hair like Alpo. Play if he wrote his land in the trunk like Lee Alpo. Certified rubber ass nigga, I am not a toy. Hey, I'm with that house stuff. Yeah, this the real court. Feel like gonna check when I'm in Fayetteville, you feel your boy. Still up on my bread, still I think that's all that I wear. Get that boy lost, they gon' stop to call it bail boy. Fuck his gang, how about all these demons like I'm Hellboy? Like I'm Hellboy. That's all. Yeah. I hit a crack and did in the temple with sledgehammers. A right angle, I turned my rig to a bed dancer. She finished, I'm still going, they will be necromancer. I'm out here feeling like 50 off in this prime. I'm out here feeling like X off in this prime. I'm out here feeling like Hove off in this prime. I won't be out here feeling the bullet time on my nine. I'm living with all my brothers, nigga be back. I'm stopped at no action, I'm only just trying to stack it. The cops like, what have you done, sir, this ain't average. It's actually responded and somehow we clapped them. The beat moves like coffee, niggas saying we cracked them. putting clothes on his body in YPG entrapment. For 10% of his life, like Uncle Sam, he taxed him. My captain told the story and like some soldiers, we backed him. He said we hit like thugs, one of my homies yacked him. So I just said alright, and one of my homies jacked him. We can say you can't, but that shit was very climactic. Crowd showed puzzle, that shit was very enigmatic. Bitch was in the crowd, she acted very dramatic. The demon across the street, little nigga just started spazzing. I swear I woke up and some pussy like, yo, what happened? She like, baby, it's gonna get here, baby, you snapping. I hit a crack and did in the temple with sledgehammers. The right angle and turn my rib to a bed dancer.
I would like to listen to the rest of it, but you know, clap it up for the Lord. Let's clap it up for Commander General YAHANNA, man.
That's right.
All the captains, all the generals, all the captains, all the officers, all the troopers and the sisters. We're the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge coming out of 1 West, Harlem, New York, 125th Street, under Commander General YAHANNA. And since 1969, we've been delivering the truth. We've been delivering the truth that blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians are the true people, the chosen people that the Most High God chose to be his special people. We're not affiliated with any other group, camp, church, Muslim mosque, with nobody.
Right.
If you're not serving Yahweh Shamash, you're not serving the Lord, and you hate the Most High. You're not following his law, statutes, commandments. You hate the Most High. Yes, you Christian pastors. Yes, you Muslim mosques. Yes, you Egyptologists. And even if you say you're atheist, you say you hate the Most High, that's what you basically say. You don't love yourself. You know, giving up on life. Let me say this before we get started. You know, you come across a lot of things in your lifetime. You know, being young. You know, this is more for the older generation. You know, you come across a lot of things in your lifetime. You try a few things. You get what I'm saying, and you try and get your mind together, your life right. You know, you go through a period of time when you do childish things. Somebody give me that scripture. When I was a child, I did childish things. When I became a man, I put my childish things away. When you're young, you do childish things. But when you're considerably older and you still doing childish things, still running around like you, if you in your 20s, your late 20s, your early 30s, you in your 40s, you in your 50s, and you still running around like you in your teens and your early 20s, I mean, what other than fool can we call you? You know, or foolish, let's say it that way. What other than foolish can we say about one another? If you running around here at 35, 40, and you wearing skinny man jeans, you have a problem. If you are 45 and you out here twerking, sis, you have a problem. You've been misguided by the Christian church. You have been misled. You have been abused. You have been tortured by society. You have been tortured by your oppressor. You live a life without even knowing who you are, what your culture is. You ask any sister in the street. I challenge anybody, any brother in the UPK. You go out, you go say shalom to a sis. You know, you talking to her, and ask her where she from. I promise you, she's gonna say 2 continents. If you ask her, you ask her what she is, what's her nationality, she's gonna tell you 2 continents. African American.
Wow.
Because most people don't know who they are. If you Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, you don't know who you are. You don't know you're an Israelite. You don't know you're a Hebrew Israelite. You don't know what tribe you come from. You don't know who your forefathers are. You know what the Christian church tell you. You know what the Muslim mosque tell you. You know what the television tell you. You know what TikTok and IG says to you. You believe what the computer tell you are. How do I know this? How many people don't put sent their DNA to that DNA test kit? How many people done sent their DNA and they said you're part this, you're 3/4 of that. You part Cherokee Indian. Listen, you're part Italian. You got a little bit of German in you. And you got all these other races in you. How many people done did that? So many. Here. The brother brought out last time, I think it was last week we was here. Brother brought out a dog. A man let a dog lick on one of these saliva sticks and sent it in. You know what happened? He came back all these nationalities. You understand? They didn't come back as dog. He came back as human. So, we believe in what society tell us we are. Even in the ghettos, the harshest thing that you come to realize is that when you're young, people tell you, oh, you're bad. You're bad. You're a jailbird. You're going to be a jailbird. You're a whore. You're a slut. And children grow up to be those things. We're not telling our children, you're intelligent. You're wise. Oh, you know them scriptures. You're God-fearing. We're not doing that. And because we're not doing that, we have a society of children who believe they're whores and so-called gangsters. And they have ops at 14. Your brain is still mushy at 14. I don't mean literally. I'm just figuratively speaking. Is you don't know who you are at 14. You don't know where you are in life at 14. 14, you still trying to figure out birds and bees. And if you know anything about birds and bees, it's sad at 14. Somebody got that scripture. Let me get that. Well, sure.
Come on. The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 13, verse 11.
Mm-hmm.
When I was a child.
When I was a what?
A child.
When you was a child. See, y'all, it's different. When I was a child, it was a such thing as playing hopscotch and what is it called? Also the topsies. Tops. When you play tops, I know you're old enough for tops. You got to be old enough for tops. Which
Shalaki, we called it scales.
Scales. Oh, scalesies. Okay. I mean, same thing.
Yeah,
okay, all right. When you're younger, you play games like scalesies, tops, basketball. Mm-hmm. You go outside. Hold your piece. Oh yes. You go outside and you play basketball. Little girls play double dutch.
Come on.
Jacks.
Come on.
When you were young, before the idiot box, before they made the idiot box compact, you did things. You went outside. You played. You played manhunt.
That's right.
Played tag. Now our children are playing grown folks games as kids. It's sad. Read.
When I was a child, I spake as a child.
You did what?
I spake as a child.
You spoke as a child. Children today, they don't speak like children. They listen to songs like Pound Town. You don't have children being children anymore. You have children being grown or call themselves being grown. At 14 years old, you shouldn't be singing Pound Town. You should not be doing this. At 14 years old, you shouldn't have an opposition.
at 14. At 14, you're supposed to be into school books, learning about yourself, learning these scriptures, knowing who you are, learning about the law, statutes, and commandments, learning who your forefathers are. But because we grew up in a society that we grew up in, you don't learn these things. You don't even learn nothing about your history. You don't even learn what true Black history is. You learn Indians gave up their land. That's what you learn. You learn about, in today's time, you learn about, what they call it, the Atlantic migration. That's what you learn today. If you don't teach your children, if you don't grow them up how you're supposed to grow them up, you have another lost civilization of children, another generation of lost children, even worse than the ones that we have now. 12 years old, you got ops. Read.
Come on. I understood as a child.
You did what?
I understood as a child.
These children today, at 9, they're looking up things like who's a LGBT member at 9. At 9, a child should not be wondering who's LGBT. At 9, a child shouldn't be wondering if Little Nas X is serious about his actions. At 9, a child shouldn't be listening to Sukiyana and listening and wondering what the WAP is. That's not what children should be thinking about. When we were children, it was things about, it was games, it was shoots and ladders, there was tag, there was manhunt, there was freeze tag. There was what am I missing? It's so many things. Children went outside and played. They played in the park. In the wintertime, we got garbage cans and slid down the hill. We got plastic bags and slid down the hill. You don't see none of this now. You don't see children playing. What if they 3, 4, 5? But by the time you're 9, children are out in the world talking about they got oppositions, carrying the tool, ready for war. That's around the corner from you. It's down the block. The little boy that used to help with groceries up the steps is calling you his opposition. Your sons is oppositions to one another. They used to play swings on the swings together. Your daughter at 9 is trying to wear nail polish and makeup and eyelashes at 9. Read that part again, Barbara.
Come on. I understood as a child.
Understood as a child. These children don't understand like children anymore. They're looking at their parents, and their parents are too busy being lit to pay attention that their children is following behind them, trying to make the next, trying to go viral on the next IG post. Read.
I thought as a child.
Thought as a child. Why children are thinking the way they think? There's no child that's talking about school and trying to get an education. Children is running around here trying to get a post up, trying to get their likes up, trying to bag something. You're 11. What are you talking about? What are we talking about? Our children are not children anymore because we're not raising them properly. We're not raising them according to the Bible. We're raising them according to what society says is okay. You know what society says is okay? Society says it's okay to eat shrimp, pork, crab, and lobster. Society says that's okay for a man to marry a man. Society say that girls can go into the bathroom when they're little boys can go into the woman's bathroom and cut their rod off. This is what society say is okay. So now we let our children make decisions. This is where we at now. This is where we at today. Also, quick.
Yeah, if I may, sir, New Jersey passed a law that that the kids can keep that a secret from you now. And they want to if they want to get an LGBTQ change or something like that, it's a new law in New Jersey now that they don't have to tell you about it. They keep it a secret.
This is where society is It's so heavy what you're saying because we must have been reading the same thing. That's why this topic is being brought up. Because it's sad because our children now cannot tell us, "Hey, Dad, I want I like men like women." This is what's happening in our society. When you're walking down the street or you're riding to the store and you see 5 people across the street, you think they're little girls until you see up close. They're boys dressed in women apparel. It's disgusting because we don't understand. Read. Salakia.
Move this chair over here.
That one. No, we can move that out.
Need this one, sir?
Yeah, we can move that. You want that? Salakia.
So I finally bought another one.
Oh, yeah, let me see. 12.
See, we was talking about children, arguing.
Come on, sir.
How many of you brothers have children? How many of you brothers plan on having one or having more children? What's the most fundamental aspect of parenting?
Discipline.
Elaborate.
Okay. For the parent that is still disciplining their child, communication can be minimal once discipline has been established. Meaning they have that connection to know right from wrong, hot from cold.
Who teaches them right from wrong?
The parent.
Who teaches you right from wrong?
Okay.
Who teaches the UPK right from wrong?
So, yeah,
What's the most important thing in parenting? Go ahead.
Slack sir. Showing a kid, telling the kid his role as a kid in the order of life. Who's above who? The order, sir. Christ is above the man. Man is above the woman. Honoring the mother and the father. Well, Slack How? Yeah, God is above Christ. The order of life,
So
sir.
you're saying the truth.
The truth. Come on.
If your child doesn't know what God they serve, your child will be a product of someone else who will tell them what God they serve. Okay. You understand? If you do not indoctrinate your child, if you do not brainwash your own child,
Right.
the American school system will brainwash your child. The teachers will brainwash your child. There's such a bad stigma on the word or the phrase brainwashing, right? What does it mean to wash something? Give me the definition of wash. You know what your brain is. Give me the definition of wash.
Wash.
Mhm.
The definition: clean with water and typically soap or detergent.
To do what?
To clean
To
with
do what?
water.
To do what?
To clean with water.
To clean.
Come on,
Brain cleaning. You understand? Brain cleaning. You are conditioning your child. You are cleaning the brain. You understand? One way or another, your child is going to learn something.
Right.
You understand? Your child will not
Your child can't just not believe in anything because that's something. To be an atheist is something. You understand? To only believe in science is something. You understand?
Right.
So it's literally impossible for you to believe in nothing. You have to believe in something, whether you know it or not. You are ruled by something, you serve something, you obey something, whether you know it or not. So if you are not the influence on your child's life, your child will be ruled by teachers and by the other parents who do rule over their children, and by the American public system, and by the government, and by the Democrats, and by the Republicans.
Right.
Your child will serve something.
Right.
This is the truth. Men who say, well, I don't know about God, I don't believe in God. Well, that means he believes in something different.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Whether you think you believe in the Bible, or if you think you believe in the Quran, or if you think you believe in the gun, or if you think you believe in the universe, or you call it Mother Nature, or you call it something like that, you believe in something.
Right.
You understand? Irregardless, you believe in something. And your child will grow up to shake her behind in music videos and be a video vixen because you failed to tell them their identity.
Right.
You understand? You failed to tell them that. Right. Take me to Ecclesiasticus chapter 10, I think it is. I haven't been here in a while. Let me see. Ecclesiasticus chapter 10. Give me a second. Let me see. Somebody would actually turn that on. I think we got a fan or something.
I turned it down. So.
Turn it down. Turn it up.
You want it up?
Yeah, you might need to.
Oh yeah.
Could just be me, Salaki.
No, I turned it down, sir. Turn it up.
Ecclesiastes chapter 10. One second. I'll find it for y'all right now. Then I'm getting Max. Y'all got any questions after this? And any topics? I'm getting to my topic. I'm not sure if you got any questions. If you got a question, you want to get into it now. Come into it now. Just have it queued up. Don't just spurt it out and just say you want to get into it. These last things. Looking for. Give me a Zion. It says it's about the Star of David, right? The Shield of David. It's about the Shield of David. It is 2nd Ezra's 10. 2nd Ezra's 10 and 22. Not Ecclesiastes. And we're going to find out exactly why it's so important for you to have knowledge of who you are and why this captivity is the worst captivity known to mankind. This is the worst. This is worse than Babylon. It's worse than Egypt. It's worse than Assyria. It's worse than all these captivities. Because never before, 22, never before have we forgotten who we are. Have you had to go behind teachers of your child and tell them you are not an American, you are an Israelite? This has never happened before, right? Give me 2nd Ezra chapter 10, verse 22.
Oh my God. This is the book. No, it says 2nd Ezra, right?
Yeah.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 10,
Verse 22.
verse 22.
It's the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 10, verse 22. Our sultry is laid on the ground.
Your what?
Sultry.
Definition of sultry. Read on. You read on.
Okay. Our song is put to silence.
Our song is put to silence. What song is that, Aki? Kashaka, what song is put to silence?
Song?
Ayash, what song is put to silence?
Song.
Yakun?
The song of struggle, the song of pain.
Babylon is fallen? Oh, your song has been put to silence. No more can you sing Babylon is fallen because they have taken something from you. You understand? You grew up on Lil Wayne videos. You have not grown up on Babylon is Fallen.
Right.
You have not grown up on We Want No Cowards. You have not grown up on that. You've grown up on Lollipop and 50 Cent tapes and G-Unit tapes and Dipset tapes, but you have not grown up on these songs. The songs that the brothers are now producing in the school, you have not heard these before you came into the truth.
Right.
You didn't grow up on these. You grew up on sexualized songs that were championing Salakia, all the degeneracy inside of our ghettos. Salakia.
I get what you're saying.
God, our song is silence. The song we have rappers all over the damn earth. There's a new young rapper every day trying to make his millions and make his money. So what song is silenced? You can't say and sing Babylon is Fallen. You can't say and sing that you don't want cowards in the black community. These songs have to be silenced. You understand?
Good. Okay. Our rejoicing is at an end.
Your rejoicing, your happiness is at an end, get it?
The light of our candlestick is put out. The ark of our covenant is spoiled.
That's literal. The Ark of the Covenant was stolen. It was stolen and took it to the Vatican. You understand? And it's locked in the Vatican until this day. The Ark of the Covenant, along with many other items, are locked inside the Vatican. When they tell you you have no proof that these items are real, the Vatican has proof. Right? It's locked in vaults in the Vatican. I'm not going to say specific items, but I would not be surprised if they had some of the most cherished items inside the Bible that you read about. You understand? Inside the Bible. Once upon a time, there was a wanted poster for Jesus Christ. It existed. You understand? It existed and it was preserved. Where is it at now? I would presume that is likely to be in the Vatican as well. You understand? The staff that Moses would hold is likely in the Vatican. These things are held by the religious authority on this earth. You understand?
Right.
Because they're walking around pretending that these are their ancestors. And this is their heritage and this is their keepsakes. So put it in our museum. You understand? Go ahead.
Okay. Our holy things are defiled.
Our holy things, everything that was separate is defiled. Everything that was ours has not been defiled. Okay?
And the name that is called upon us is almost profane.
And the name that is called upon us is almost profane. What is that talking about, Royale?
So you read that again?
And the name that is called upon us is almost profaned.
The name that we was given, Israel, Yasharallah, is profane. How? Because in this society, we just black, we just Negroes.
Shockable.
It's profane because it's stolen by another. It's stolen by another race of people.
It is somebody walking around saying they're you,
Right.
with pale skin instead of dark skin. Or light brown skin. It's pale. Rosy red. Instead of braids, there's little squigglies coming down the side of their face. You understand? Instead of afros, it's spaghetti string hair. Instead of beards, instead of luxurious black beards, there's blonde beards. You understand? There's blonde beards. These people are walking around known for being criminals. They're known for being kicked out of countries.
Right.
The Jew,
That's a
risky one because they know now.
They know that now.
Yeah. Yo, oppressor. Right?
God.
The chief tribe of your oppressor.
Right.
The chief
Right.
tribe of your oppressor.
God.
He is known for being kicked out of countries because when he comes, he collapses economies. He's known for that. He's known for being kicked out. He's taking your name and profaned it. When you think of what it means to be a ish person, when you think of that, what do you think? Penny pinch, right? Penny pinch cannot get along with anybody. Must separate himself from society. Collapses economy. Liar. Promotes Hollywood degeneracy. Owns everything and charges you astronomical rent. Refuses to fix your toilet. When you think of him, you think of a terrible person.
Slumlord.
You know, a slumlord. You understand? Talk down on the ghetto, but then own everything in the ghetto.
Right.
And when he wants your ghetto, he moves in and walks around unharmed and untouched.
Right.
Because he convinced everybody in the ghetto to hate each other instead of him.
Right.
So he can go back to the ghetto and walk around untouched. When you think of this man, you think bad things. That's your name on him. You ever heard somebody say, don't put no dirt on my name?
Con.
Puts dirt on your name. And most black people do not know that that is their name. You understand?
Right.
Your name is profaned.
Right.
When you think of who does all the terrible things in Hollywood, who promotes the gangster movies, who promotes the Sukihanas and the Sexy Reds, it's him.
Right.
You understand? It's him. He muddies your name. First, he puts you there in the spotlight and ruins you. And then when people who think they're thinking deep say, no, it's really a man. It's really him. He's on top of Hollywood. When people think they have some knowledge, they're still trying to profane your name.
Right.
Because he took your name.
Right.
He's not walking around saying, oh, it's Ashkenaz, man. It's him. He's the worst. He's the vile beast that's pushing all of this. They're saying a variation, a bastardization of your name. He's profaned your name.
Right.
It's terrible to call yourself your name. You understand? The other tribes of your oppressor does not like him. They can't stand him. They say the state of Israel is a terrible place. To be a Zionist is a terrible thing. All terms out of the Bible.
Right.
He's profaned your name. He's gave you a terrible reputation throughout the earth, like it twofold. When they look at you as you are right now in the ghetto, they say that's disgusting. And then when they think of your name attached to his profane self, they say that's disgusting.
Dang.
It's like you can't win. If you claim you're a black American, you lose. And if you're walking around claiming you're Israelite in 2023, they still look at you like you are a hater. Like you're a hate group. You understand?
Right.
You're not a love group. You understand? You're not a love group. It's not that we just, this is how they think. They don't just love all these people so much that there's no love left for nobody else. Because they think you're supposed to have infinite, undying amounts of love.
Right.
Right? They think that's possible when it's not possible. Right? They want you to have infinite love. They say he's a hater. Right? He doesn't love everybody. He hates people. That's what that
Right.
means. You understand?
Right.
It's not possible in their head that you just love the Lord so much that you follow what he says to do to the T. And if he says he hates somebody, I mean, what do you want me to do about it?
Right.
You understand? I just love him. You understand? I just love him so much. And that's why your Red family hate you.
Right.
She just loves you so damn much. And they like, you just hate him. She loves you so damn much.
Right.
So damn much. They like, you ain't got no love for nobody else. She's like, I'm sorry, I love y'all, but I want to follow you. I want to follow him. I'm
Right.
going to follow him to death. You understand? And they look at her and say, you're terrible. Don't come around.
Right.
You understand? You're terrible. Don't come around no more. Because it's not that you love him so much. Can't be. You're a hater. That's what it is. You hate your aunt. That's what it is. It's not that your aunt is a lesbian. You hate your aunt. That's what it is. You hate your aunt. It just can't be that she loves the Lord so much.
Right.
She loves her husband so much. She does what her husband says. It's impossible in their heads. You understand? It's the same exact way. They look at you and say, if you claim you're an Israelite, you are a hate group. You are a hate group. If you claim you're a black American, they say you are a gang-banging drug dealer.
Right.
You understand?
Okay.
What can you even claim without being ostracized by your oppressor? This is why you don't seek to love your oppressor.
Right.
Because there's nothing you can call yourself that is going to make him love you. There's nothing you're going to say, I am, that is going to make him say, my brother. Unless you call yourself a slave.
Right.
Which is an American.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
If you say I'm an American, Crispus Attucks was the first to die in the Revolutionary War. They love it when a black man dies on their front line first. That's right, die for me. That's right. That's right. Now you can sit here, let him sit here and eat a slice of this pie with me. Yeah. I know black people was, the black people on that side of the gate was when they finally got to sit there and stop getting punched in the back of their head from trying to force integration and sitting there wanting to eat the pies they eat and drink from the water fountains they drink from and behave the way they behave and do the things they do, oh, they loved it. They loved it. They sat there and took punches and slaps in the face and spit in their face. Oh, all for the chance that one day you could be Christmas addicts and die on the front lines. And another black man, because Christmas addicts died, they said, you know what? You all my black brothers. You all right. Sit right here and eat this damn apple pie with me. No, that's Jerome. Jerome, a good black. He's a good black. Let him sit here. They will accept you if you do that.
All right.
And how will they accept you? As 3/5 of a man. You're still not a whole man.
Right.
You're 60% of what he is in his head. That's after you died in the front lines. You understand? That's after you renounced who you are. When you stop trying to find out, what am I? We came over here on slave boats, but what am I? After you stop looking and you submit and say, fine, I'm an American, then he'll say, my man, you 60% of me. And you give him 5 up top and go sit down at the damn counter and drink your milkshake and eat your french fries. Because at least you have a culture. Now you get to call yourself something. This is the crime of not telling somebody who the hell they are.
Right.
This is what happens. When you don't tell somebody who they are a sucker for anybody willing to accept them. Even if it means I'll only accept you if your people die for me. Let me enslave you for 400 years. And then when we go to war, go die for me. Then after you go die for me, you're only 60% of me, okay? And you say, yes, sir, master. Yes, I agree. Because nobody told you otherwise. Nobody said, I am an Israelite. Nobody sat you down and told you and talked to you and told you that. And because of that, you accepted being 60% of what your oppressor is. Because nobody told you your oppressor is an unaliver. You understand? Nobody told you he is a thief. He is a robber. He is the artist. You understand? He is that. He takes bucks. Nobody told you that. So you aspire to be 60% of that. You understand? Because nobody just sat you down when you were a child growing up telling you, brother, it's so extreme. Just picture this right quick. Picture your child being 2 years old, coming in from the backyard, sitting down, and you are turning on General YAHANNA. You understand? You're turning on General YAHANNA, and General YAHANNA is talking, saying, as a black man, you have enemies. And since you have enemies, you have to serve your God to beat your enemies. And these are the things you must do. And you must be rebellious. And you must not eat pork. And you must not celebrate what the other children are celebrating. That is an extremist. You understand?
Right.
That's what it means to be extreme. And a scientist will tell you that. A scientist will tell you, let me get you right back in there. A scientist will tell you that men operate on 2 levels. Both of them are the extremes. Men are the most unalivers by far, and men are the most geniuses by far. While women operate somewhere in the middle. That's science. I ain't got to argue with you. That's what the white man in the lab coat, he'll tell you that. With all the research and all the data and all the studies, he'll tell you that. So for you to try to operate in the middle and be an American in a melting pot, you could grab from over here and grab from over here. You could be pro-black and you could also love the country you're in. You could serve a Christmas and still believe black people got to stop being on drugs. For you to try to grab from both ends is not being a man. Right. Because men don't operate in the middle, and you don't even need the Bible to tell you that. Because the white lab coat that you trust more than me sitting in this chair will tell you that. He'll tell you a man would never grab from both ends of the spectrum. A man is an extremist. A man operates on this extreme or on this extreme. You understand? That's why when you sin, you sin better than him. When you sin better than him. You understand? Right. You took sin to a new level when we started doing it to each other, unaliving each other.
Right.
When we started robbing each other, oh yeah, the Italians did a little bit of extortion. Yeah, sure. When we got into it, oh please extort you. They'll embarrass you outside while they extort you. You understand? At least they come talk to you. As a black brother, what are you doing? You looking to showcase your power to the neighborhood. So what are you doing? You're going out there trying to be a better sinner than the devil who you are following.
Right.
You try your damnedest to be better than him in something that is freaking terrible. You understand? And it's all because nobody set you down at 2 years old and told you do have enemies. Yes, you're a child. Please go play. Play catch, play some football, watch over the shark, and all that. Go do all that. And you should still teach your child birthdays is terrible. He should never have tuna fish, and he should never eat tuna fish ever. You understand? He should never consume tuna fish. He should never know what it tastes like. Go, y'all.
Slocky, sir. I got a precept from what you just said about how we go to the max about sin.
Yeah.
This is Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 1. I need a little breakdown. So I think I know it, but I think I need a little breakdown to it. It's like, the sin of Judah is written with a pen of iron and with the point of a diamond.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. You try to be perfect. You want to be perfect. Your pen, can't nobody break that. You understand? Can't nobody break your sin. You write your sin in iron with a diamond tip. I'm going to make sure that this is going to be one of the ones. We're not just going to rob the bank. We're going to rob the bank like this. We're going to go like that. We're going to have them go in here. We're going to have them open the security deposit boxes. We're going to have them open the safety deposit box. We're going to have them open that. We're going to do this. And we're going to make sure the news come. They won't be there. We're going to make sure they come and get this on the goddamn. Oh, yeah. My pen is an iron with a diamond tip. Oh, this is going to be one for the books. You understand?
I'm calm, sir.
We're going to do this big. Big Meat started BMF. He said, we're going to do this for the books. There's a new documentary out there. There's a new documentary. Is it a documentary or is this an article? But it came out and they're alleged, of course, this is everybody knows this. I think they found $1 million of Big Meat's money. Big Meat paid a club $500,000 to stay open for 2 more hours because he ain't going to leave yet. Paid him $500,000 because he ain't want to leave yet. So he said, look, I know y'all using clothes. Here's enough to pay yourself and pay the staff and do this and do that. And plenty left over extra for you to do whatever the hell you want with. Just keep it open for 2 more hours. I don't want to leave yet. And all the feds found when they finally got him was $1 million. He took $500,000 on a light day and gave it to a club owner instead of. Do you think that's all he had? There's information out there that allege he might be the greatest drug empire that operated inside of the United States. They found $1 million. They think that's all. There's information out there that says he might be the greatest. He made sure when I make this drug empire, I'm gonna have an iron pen. When I write my story, it's gonna have a diamond tip. You read about Big Meech,
right?
Oh, it's gonna be a wonderful story. You're gonna read it. The feds caught me only $5 million. Oh, in reality, you understand?
No.
And you always know they got more money out when they talk so confident from jail. You on the phone with Lil Meech telling him how to do the acting in the TV show with 50 Cent. You on the phone telling him, man, I wouldn't do nothing like that. Man, you got to do that over. He's so calm and so relaxed and so having fun.
Right.
Been in there for, if he had a daughter when he first went in, she'd be a teenager.
Right.
He's been in there a while. You understand? And he said, hey, man, play me better. When you playing on Stars, play me better, man. Play me better. Because he made sure to write his, he wrote it in so much damn diamond. 50 Cent said, make it into a TV show. The world would love to view this.
Right.
You understand?
Understand.
The world would love, if they love The Sopranos, they love this. You understand?
Right.
Mm-hmm. That's an excellent precept. And that's what it means to all you got.
I understood that.
Good.
I just had a comment pertaining to what you were saying, because what you brought out is so heavy, you know, and that's kind of like what Waukesha was so steadfast on standing on principles when we went out to go see that oppressor about that bag because in a way he seemed cool, but like you said, you know, they oppressed the damn devil that the Bible speaks of at the end of the day. Because he said,
You gotta be
y'all
careful.
my boys.
You gotta be careful.
Y'all my boys.
Let me tell you
Y'all
something.
with the good old boy network.
Let me tell you something. When Muhammad Ali said that phrase, you know, you're gonna stick your hand in the box of snakes to figure out whether they all poisonous, whether some is poisonous, or you just gonna know, just because you know some of them are poisonous, you just not gonna put your hand in there. You understand? Doesn't that make sense?
Yeah,
that makes sense, right? That's really all it is, man. Some Caucasian people might be, I'll use their phrase, they might be the bee's knees. They might be wonderful people. You understand? They might hate all forms of is that word acceptable? Racism. They might hate all forms of that. Oh, it's acceptable. They might hate all forms of that. Oh man, I can't believe they treated you like that. Can't believe that. Are you going to start befriending white people because you know one white guy who says he's not racist? It doesn't make sense, does it?
Nah.
Right? And because of that, they call you a hater. You're a hate group. Because I see a group of people, and I know for sure some of them is poisonous.
Right.
And they asking you to roll the dice, and you said, nah, I'm gonna just stay over here. And they said, you are a hate group. You won't include us. How am I supposed to include you when you have a history of being poisonous?
Right.
You understand?
Come.
Get me back in the line you was on. Bring it up on.
It's the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 2, chapter 10, verse 22. Our psaltery is laid on the ground. Our song is put to silence. Our rejoicing is at an end. The light of our candlestick is put out. The ark of our covenant is spoiled.
That's right.
Our holy things are defiled.
That's right.
And the name that is called upon us is almost profane. Our children are put to shame.
Stop.
Good night.
Put to shame. Your children are put to shame. When you get your children back from grade school, which is disrespectful, they don't know what to say to you. They don't treat you like you're a parent. They treat you like you're a friend. And because you don't know how to discipline your children, you behave like a friend to them. All of these little girls running around here behaving badly have mothers who are their friend.
Right.
They have mothers who are friendly with them. When your mother calls you girl, you know the way they talk to each other. When they say girl and things like that and behave a certain way towards their daughters, what they're saying is, I'm afraid of being at odds with my children because I couldn't keep a husband. I'm afraid of not being able to keep my children either.
Right.
So when my children act, my son says, I'm staying out and there's nothing you can do about it, he start running with that bad crowd. And when the daughter say, I'm staying out and there's nothing you can do about it, and I'm dating such and such, and you say, you ain't dating nobody right now. And she says, yes, I am. And there's nothing you can do about it. That is a product of bad parenting. Your children have been put to shame because they snatched the culture away from you that would tell you, one, you cannot leave the man you lay with. Two, what he says goes at all times. And you have somebody to lean back on and tell you, don't allow her to do this, don't allow her to do that. Tell him to come in the house, his night is over.
Right.
And if they don't listen, he's able to show up and put a foot down. But because your legs are always open for business, you don't have a man.
Right.
You don't have a man that you can tell that to. You don't have that. So now you are afraid of losing your children, so you befriend them.
Right.
And your children are ashamed to the community. No one respects your children. Your children are outside acting like you. I see it all the time. I love the young black. I love all the young brothers and sisters. I truly do. Go observe our youth when they get out of school.
Right. Right.
I know because I was there.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
I know because I was there. Go observe how disrespectful they are to the elderly. Go observe how if you are driving in the car, they will walk across the street and they'll make you stop. And they will grill you down through your windshield like you knew better than to hit them. You understand?
That happened today.
You know I'm not lying. They will look you down through your windshield like I dare you. All the 14 years old, 15 years old, and will grill you like, no, sir, don't you dare hit me. I'm gonna walk across the street as slow as I want without it being a crosswalk and my head in my phone. And if you dare almost hit me, I'll grill you. I'll throw something at your window. You understand? Zero respect, zero manners. And these are things that are important. Because are you allowed to do that in here? No, you're not allowed to do that in here. You can't have zero respect and zero manners inside of here. So I know that when any of you who have or will have sons, you would never allow them to behave like that. These young sons and these young daughters are behaving like that. And they are put to shame because they are only acting how Sukihana acts. You understand? Sexy. Why does she have to behave herself if Sukihana is getting millions of dollars and she was just on BET? She was on a VMAs. If she could get put on a dog chain and walked by NLE Chopper and walk through the goddamn music video, why can't I disrespect the elderly?
Right.
Sukihana acts retarded and she can't say that word. I know that. It's a lot. Sukihana acts ridiculous and she gets millions of dollars. So surely I can be a terror to my community and I can get some money too. I'll be fine. Okay? Sukihana has 4 baby daddies or 3 children or something like that. So why can't I have 3 baby daddies and 3 children and still go on to be successful and lovely and have a wonderful man who'll take all of my disgusting baggage?
Going on. Slocky, sir. I was leaving out of one of the North projects early morning, like 2 in the morning. I was leaving out the project, sir, and it broke my heart to see the babies. 3 years. This was like 2 in the morning, sir. 2:30 in the morning. Babies from 3 years old. The oldest had to be 10 years old. Outside, running around still like it's 5 in the afternoon.
At 2 in the morning.
At 2 in the morning, talking about, go get that, go get him. We about to go and live him right now. They all on scooters and bikes. So like, looking for another little dude around the projects to go get at him. Terrible, sir. Broke my heart. Like, I was so in shock. Like, I just stopped and looked at him. Like, y'all still, where's your, like, I know a lot of people is on drugs, but good night. It was a whole group of them.
Mother's probably on drugs. Mother's probably bouncing around to some different man that night.
Oh, God.
It's 2 in the morning. They in the projects, right?
Ain't nobody gonna come in and do nothing to them.
Not watching your children.
Not
Not teaching your children nothing. And then they running around saying, we gonna unalive him when we catch him. 5 years old?
Right.
What are you talking about?
That's a lot here, right?
5 years old saying he gonna unalive somebody. What are you talking about? Because their idols are other Black Americans. Their teachers are other Black Americans. What you do in the community, and this is another problem that we have. 1 second, I got you. Is we don't realize that as an adult, the children look up to you.
Right.
You understand? Your children will definitely mimic you. So if you are out here selling drugs and gangbanging, the 5-year-olds are going to run around on scooters saying, let's unalive him. That's what the big bros say. They be saying, we going to do such and such. While they smoking their weed, they be saying, we going to do such and such to such and such. You understand? That's all we hear when we in the project. So when he say, that's why you ain't got no daddy, and he run off, we going to hop on the scooter and say, we going to get him and unalive him. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, God, sir.
That's the only arguments they can have.
Right. Come on, God, sir.
Between 2 and 10. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You ain't got no daddy and then run off. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. You understand? And something like that sparks them to remember all the things of how you behaved.
Right.
Or about how the older people around them behaved. You understand? And they're just going to mimic it. Because that's their culture. To be a Black American is their culture. when you have something more prestigious that you can pass down to your children, so they don't have to be a damn shame. Your 5-year-old saying, let's go unalive one of his brothers is a damn shame.
Come on, sir.
That's a shame. If it's terrible, if we talk about how terrible it is that black men are passing away in the streets, you have to talk about how terrible it is that we are sitting here, 5-year-olds are sitting here saying, I will unalive you while riding my scooter through a hood at 2 in the morning. Come on. You understand? And never think you are too extreme. That's why I said men operate on extremes. Never think you are too extreme to be teaching your child at 2 years old to be watching Joe YAHANNA because the other 2-year-olds are running around on scooters saying, I'm going to unalive you.
Right.
You understand?
Come on.
So they're being taught the extreme.
Right.
So don't let nobody tell you you're wrong for teaching your child the extreme.
That's right.
You're not wrong. You're not. You understand? The
right.
world for men is extreme. That's the truth. You're either going to let the world raise your son or you're going to raise your son. You understand? There's no middle ground. You understand? The world going to raise him a little bit and I'm going to raise him a little bit. It's not true. You understand?
Come on, sir.
Get it?
Our priests are burnt.
Mhm.
Our Levites are going into captivity.
Mhm.
Our virgins are defiled.
Mhm.
And our wives ravished.
Our virgins are defiled. What is virgin? A young woman of marriageable age.
Right.
They're defiled. They're defiled. Mama, so what I said to you in the car on the way up here? Let's see if you remember.
We said about what? When we do, when you're dealing with these broads and everything, you want to mold you want to get a nice young broad where you can mold a good base. But you get one, and she's been touched by every goddamn body and everything. Now you can't mold that to a proper base.
A thousand hands been shaping this clay. It's 1,000 hands shaping the clay.
Yeah.
And then she come to you as a hardened vase saying, take me as I am. And you looking at her with all the goddamn handprints on it like, I didn't make this. She coming to you like, no, I'm your work of art. And you like, I didn't make you. You understand? You want to mold her. You understand?
Right.
You want to be able to mold her. Read it again.
Our priests are burnt.
Mm-hmm.
Our Levites are going into captivity.
I'm going to touch on that too.
Our virgins are defiled.
Our virgins are defiled. The young women are nasty now. There's handprints all over her when there should be nothing on her.
Right.
She should be coming from her father when you meet her. You understand? She should be coming from her father when you meet her, but you're meeting her coming from somebody else's house. You understand? She's coming from somebody else's house. She's coming from her father.
Right.
She should be wet mud, being molded, wet clay, molded into a vase.
Right.
You understand? That's what she should be.
Right.
But our young women are defiled. You understand? Ice Spice is like 22, 23, something like that. Yeah. That's a young woman. You understand? She's a young woman. Defiled. Do you understand? Defiled. 18-year-olds on OnlyFans. Defiled. Defiled. Do you understand?
Right.
Everybody has seen her. This is your vase. You're supposed to be in a personal shop doing this. Yeah, this is nice. Yeah, this is real nice. Yeah, it's supposed to be hardening. This is real nice. Instead, everybody is in the shop looking like, because she's on OnlyFans. Everybody is. You're right. That is nice.
Right.
In the window, looking down at you think you molding a vase. She has an OnlyFans.
Right.
She's getting paid. You understand?
Right.
She's getting paid. Salakia. Salakia. I find humor in it. Salakia. I find humor in it because it's so damn nasty. It's the truth, huh? It's the goddamn truth. They are looking down when you think you have something that belongs only to you.
Right.
Only to you. I've seen it so many times when brothers get their heart broken by some woman when they're young, and then they turn into savages. It's such a feminine way to go about it.
Right.
Turn into savages and start sleeping with women and then walking out on them or whatever. That's because when you got with her, you thought, give me Deuteronomy 28. You thought, oh man, no, somebody else gave me, because you got to hold that. Somebody else gave me Deuteronomy 28. You thought, oh man, she belongs only to me. This is wonderful. Give me the wife of thy youth. Come on. You thought, oh man, she going to me, and then to find out she's on the internet. You understand? You take that picture she sent you in the message that you thought was for your eyes only, and you go, copy it, paste it into Google Images, click search. It's gonna pop up. It's gonna pop up. It's gonna pop up right there under Google Images. It's gonna say OnlyFans. You understand? What's the other one? Fan base. You understand? It's gonna say OnlyFans or fan base. Somebody give me Deuteronomy 28 and the wife of thy youth. Let's see. See. Nope. Thou shalt. Give me 28 and 30. 28 and 30.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 30. Thou shalt betroth a wife.
Thou shalt betroth a wife. Meaning you're gonna get engaged to a wife. You and her father, you and her are in agreement that y'all are gonna be married.
Right.
Good.
And another man shall lie with her.
That's your baby. That's your baby. She told you she was a virgin. You think, oh, this man. You have sex with her and don't nothing bleed. Nothing bleed.
Crazy.
She hit you with the, doctors say sometimes you don't bleed on your first time. I used to do gym and stuff, so maybe it might, it tore when I was playing dodgeball in 8th grade. Somebody else lied with you. Come on. Somebody else had. Right. Y'all seen Best Man?
Right.
You seen Best Man? Oh, his pure little angel baby. That was Morris Chestnut. That's not Morris Chestnut.
Morris Chestnut.
Tay Diggs.
Tay Diggs.
Yeah. Oh, that's his, that's his little baby, and just the scene that sticks out the most out there. When they are at the altar, after the whole confrontation happened, because he finds out what happened, he like, no man, you still gotta marry her, sucker. First of all, sucker.
Boy, that's right.
Sucker. If you were in the middle of talking to some woman, I'll never forget this. Yeah. A brother told me, one of our glorious brothers. So he was courting a woman. He courting a woman, and he talked to her. And she only for you. She ain't have sex with nobody. She's not having sex with nobody. Only told me. And then after enough time, he get up in there. I couldn't make this up. In the middle of it, she told him she had sex with somebody else.
Say that one time, sir.
After they was talking for a while, probably because he wasn't just having sex with her.
Right.
Is that
right
in the middle of it?
Oh, in the middle of it.
In the middle of it. I'm gonna tell you what he told me. Turned the head around and said, "Oh yeah, woo. What he gonna do? It's already happening."
It's like,
oh wow, wait.
These are the women that you are working with in today's society. You understand?
right?
These are the women OnlyFans. Had sex a week ago and you thought you was the only person talking to her for 4 months. You understand? That was on 4 months. She had sex last week. You understand? She gonna wait till the back shots is coming in to turn her head around and say, "Oh yeah, I forgot." I forgot. You understand? This is the quality of woman that you are dealing with, which is why you have to be so selective in today's society. In general, but in today's society. You understand?
Sir.
These women are defiled. Let me let him finish real quick. I'm sorry, finish.
And another man shall lie with her.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt build a house, and thou shalt not dwell therein.
Then you're gonna marry her, despite all the red flags that popped up. And then you're going to put your little ring on her finger. And then you're going to get her pregnant. Who was that? Who just did this? Somebody just did this. Damn, what celebrity just did this? Salaki. You're going to get her pregnant. She's secure now. Got the baby. That's child support. Probably alimony. She's good. She's going to divorce you. She's going to divorce you. And then the house that you built, y'all probably got an apartment together or y'all might have a house together. You can't go back.
Right.
Right. The house you built, you shall not dwell therein. You understand? She's going to call your oppressor over and get a restraining order on you.
Right.
Or a protection on you and say, you're crazy. You're abusive. You understand? Okay.
Come, sir. From the book of Psalms, chapter 124, verse 5. Then the proud waters have gone over our soul.
Over our what?
Over our soul.
You bringing that up to say what?
It comes from the heathen nations. It's come from us learning from the heathen nations. You know what I'm saying? Their wicked ways, you know.
But you don't want to bring that up for that. If you wanted to bring that up, the proud, which you could bring that up and say to actually make it work, the proud waters have gone over our soul. To be on topic with the current discussion, you could say Instagram has washed over their souls. And they're proud. You understand? To put it on topic with the culture, we are proud to be, the pride of being American has washed over our soul. And you are no longer black. Now you're American.
Right.
You understand? Being American has washed over you because they sold you the American dream. They sold it to you, but you was never actually able to buy it. So now you want it even more than somebody that tasted it. So now I'll leave behind being black for the opportunity to be American. You understand?
The water, sir.
Give me. I got to get the scriptures here. Wherever you was at.
Okay.
And our wives are ravished.
I'm done with your scriptures. Like
our righteous men carried away.
it's like a shot.
It's like you forgot a part that you want to go. Yeah, so can you go back up like
Come.
Oh, the part that I said I was gonna get into.
Our Levites are gone into captivity.
It's one more before that.
Come. Our priests are burnt.
Our priests are what?
Our priests are burnt.
Oh, you burnt out.
Right.
You burnt out. Don't let nobody ever tell you this ain't a black man's book.
That's right.
Don't let nobody ever tell you. How many times? I know how many times I done told somebody they burnt out. So you burnt out. You shot out. You burnt out. You all that. You understand? Our priests are burnt. You understand? You're not fresh. Our priests are not fresh. We burnt the hell out. We outside all burnt the hell out. The priest is drinking lean. The priest is drinking. Yeah.
Oh God.
It sound better when you say, oh, they be drinking. That's a little brother. They be, they ain't supposed to do it. They be drinking. Say it like this. The priests are drinking lean.
That's right.
Say it like that. When you say as a little brother, you give them a pass. Don't give them no pass.
That's right.
I hold everybody to biblical standards.
That's
you
right.
Even if they don't know that they're supposed to be in this, I ain't going to treat you like you gotta know this, bro. You understand? You have to know this. The priests are outside drinking lean.
That's
The
right.
priests are outside smoking. The priests are outside being alcoholics in front of the liquor store. The priests are outside passing around the same broad. The priests. You understand?
That's right.
If a man had a garment on and was doing it, you'll lose your mind.
Right. Right.
I can y'all be like, oh, okay. Biggie dropped the 10 crack commandments. The brothers in the school at that time lost their damn mind. They couldn't fit it in their mind. You know why? Because he said commandments.
Right. Right.
10 commandments, 10 crack commandments. They lost their damn mind. You have to lose your mind. Lose your mind when somebody. No. That's the priest drinking lean.
Right.
That's the priest passing around the whore. You want to be out of America so bad, he's stopping it. You understand? Just like you were stopping it once upon a time, he's stopping it. The priest is drinking lean. The priest is killing the priest. You understand? The priest is saying, I'm not a priest, I'm an American. You understand? The priest said, I don't want the powers of the Most High, the powers of, I don't want all that. I don't want spiritual greatness. I don't want to own the world. I want to drink lean.
That's heavy. Come on.
You understand? You got to accept that. Read the next line. Next statement.
Our priests are burnt. Our Levites are gone into captivity.
Same thing, the priests. Our Levites are going into captivity. Levites actually the Haitians. The Haitians have gone into captivity. But Levites also represent the priests. The priests have gone into captivity. So many priests are behind bars in jail cells.
Right.
So many priests are behind bars. So many priests are in jail outside. You outside in jail. I know we went to that damn meeting, that damn Christian meeting. All them brothers are outside in jail. That's a hell of a way to live. You are outside in jail. You get to walk around, go to the store, go see your children, go see your moms, go see your pops, go see your best friend, play some Madden, and you're still in jail.
Right.
Because your jail isn't here, which is really worse. It's really worse because then you're going to think, just like a good Christian, you're going to think that you're not in jail. You understand?
Right.
That's what Christianity and being an American is. Putting you in jail mentally and having you believe you're not in prison. Having you accept whores. Somebody's going to sleep with your woman, just accept it.
Good night.
Accept it. You go get it and she got all these handprints and paws on her. Brother, that's normal. Accept that. You accept that. Brother, there's a little shrimp on the plate. Brother, accept that. Accept that. Put you in a mental prison that you shouldn't expect more. You understand?
Right.
You don't get to expect more. You're black.
Right.
You don't get to have more and expect more. You take what the hell you got.
Right.
Everybody gonna sleep with you. Accept it. Pork is the other white meat. Accept it. You don't get to rule earth ever. Accept it. You're African. Accept it.
Good night.
You don't get to have things under Christianity in America.
Right.
Christianity, you get to die and pray that baby Jesus Cupid lets you in the pray that baby Jesus Cupid lets you in the gate. You understand? That's what you get to do. That's it. You don't get to have aspirations of sitting on the throne of this earth.
Right.
You don't get to do that. Your oppressor gets to do that. You get to sit down and just take whatever the hell he gives you. You can't think one day, I'll sit there and I'll do way better than you. You can't have those aspirations. You have to have smaller time aspirations. Your whole life has to be dedicated to making the NFL. You make the NFL, your life's goal is accomplished. Understand? Oh, I made it. Oh, yeah. Meanwhile, Bob is trying to run the world. You understand?
Well, that's right.
Bob has people who sit on top of the earth whose faces you've never seen, whose names you've never heard. You understand?
That's right.
Bob has people sitting up here. You think Bob just owned that auto shop? No. Bob owned the auto shop, and Bob's dad's dad was one of the progenitors of the iron industry.
Right.
You understand? And he partnered up with some nameless folks who you still don't know. You understand? But your dreams gotta be the NFL.
Right.
Got to. Quickly.
Real quick. Example of our Levites going into captivity, the gold mission to Akuna.
Yeah, come.
Sleeping under bridges, babies thrown in cages along with
Well, that's oh, you okay? Getting thrown into the cages afterwards. Yeah, come. Yeah, that was
being chased and whipped.
That was them trying to escape captivity.
Con.
Then they wound up getting thrown back into captivity.
Con.
Give me
You want the rest of this?
Yeah, finish that off.
Con. Our righteous men carried away, our little ones destroyed.
That's jail.
Our young men are brought in bondage, and our strong men are become weak.
Say it again.
Our righteous men are carried away, our little ones destroyed. Our young men are brought in bondage, and our strong men are become weak.
Our little ones are destroyed. Your little ones are destroyed. You want to keep that. You want to keep that open, Slocky. You want to keep that one open. Keep that part open. Read that first line he said again before the little guys.
Yes, I got a question about this.
Yeah.
Baba Kashar, read that scripture again. Come part again.
Our righteous men carried away, our little ones destroyed.
Mhm.
Our young men are brought in bondage, and our strong men are become weak.
Stop it, sir. Is this good to use when you're teaching, like how the beginning of the class, what I was teaching about our children are being lost to society, and what our oppressors is the agenda. Like, can I use this for like the agenda push?
Yeah, read it again from the top.
Colonel Khan. It's the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 10, verse 22. Our sultry is laid on the ground.
No, not that top.
Okay.
Top. You just
Colonel Khan. Our righteous men carried away, our little ones destroyed.
Our righteous men carried away. Like you said, we want to talk about an agenda push, which is where I was going to take this anyway.
Right.
So yes, just to give you a short answer, yes.
Right.
But you want to talk about the agenda push. Our righteous men are carried away. The men who would lead these children are gone.
Right.
You understand? Because this says carried away, so we're talking about jail.
Right.
They're also kicked out of the house by women who are unbearable. You understand? They also sometimes men feel like they gotta leave because there's just not enough money floating around. I can't do this. I can't handle this. I'm a nobody. I'm nothing but a black American. I can't handle this. I was a made fish. You understand?
Child support as well. So
it's so many different reasons.
Right.
Of course, primarily, you says, man, I like this, but primarily y'all run y'all men out the house. All right. Yes, all them other factors is true when it happens sometimes, but y'all run. We slide over. Actually, you on the computer, you gotta tell me how that camera look instead of having me sit to the side like that. Primarily, it's wild. This is fine. This is fine. It don't gotta be dead center. This is fine.
to what?
Yeah, this is you sisters run men out of the house majority of the time.
Right.
Now, of course, there's other instances that happen, but we're talking about on a majority scale. In general, your man is not there because of you.
Right.
Right. Your behavior, because how you talk to him, because of your disrespect, because of your lack of acknowledging that he is better than you. Y'all hate that, and I love that. I love saying it, so I want to say it again. He's better than you.
That's right.
Better than you. The Lord set up the earth to run in a certain way to where you have a captain of the ship and a subordinate. There's no two captains. You understand? There's no two. You're not the co-pilot. That's not how this goes. He runs things, and you are under him, not next to him. You are under him. You understand? And y'all run him out of the house because you try to pretend like you are next to or above him.
Right.
And in his soul, he may not be in the truth yet, but in his soul, he knows you're wrong. He knows you are wrong. And he leaves. You understand? He leaves. All right. And if you if you ran him out the house because he had another wife, you're wrong for that too.
That's right.
Right.
We covered righteous men dragged out.
Our young men are brought in bondage.
No, the little ones.
All right, yes. Our righteous men carried away.
Mhm.
Our little ones destroyed.
Our little ones destroyed. Right? So the little ones are being destroyed because the righteous men are being carried away.
Right.
Single mother households account for 73% of all violent criminals.
Good thing.
73% of all violent criminals come from single mother households. You don't believe me when I say, man, it's better. The statistics show that when there's a single father versus a single mother in charge of the children, the single father raises both the man and the daughter child better.
That's right.
So you might not like me, you might not like my hair, you might not like this dollar. You might not like the Bible. That's science. You understand? That's science. 73% of all violent criminals, so that's unaliving, that's the rape, that's arsonery, grand theft auto, all of that comes from single mother households. So before you run that man out the house because you feel like he played a game too much, you feel like he had sex with too many other women, you feel like you're better than him because you make some more money than him. Because of it, if whatever reason you make up in your small brain, you should second guess it. Because there's a 73% chance your son grows up to be a violent criminal and your daughter grows up to be also a violent criminal. Or that as well. Your son grows up to be on the ABC spectrum. Your daughter grows up to be on the ABC spectrum and the pole and OnlyFans and fan base. You understand? So many of y'all daughters are 18 on Instagram right now. Somebody can go on her DM and fly her out. So like it. Good.
Our young men are brought in bondage, and our strong men are become weak.
Our young men are brought in bondage, and our strong men have become weak. So even as a young man, our priests, they're carried away. The young men are in bondage. What's the last line?
And our strong men are become weak.
And the strong men are weak. So the men who are usually strong, these men are weak. You understand? These men are not weak. And that's basically, like you said, with the agenda. How else can you take a man's house from him except you bind the man up first?
Right, that's right.
If he's weak, I mean, if you take the way it's actually saying it, to tie somebody up that's weak is easy, right? It's easy. You as an adult man, if you try to tie, say you playing a game with your kid, you put a rope on somebody. It's easy, right? You can't get out. It's easy. Tie you up, bang, done. Right? It's real easy. If a strong man is strong, it's hard for you to bind him. Now, what is this actually saying? It's hard for you to convince his woman to put him on child support. You understand? Get you a woman that's hard to convince to put you on child support. You understand?
Right.
Make the devil work. The devil been having his way with us.
Right.
He been having his goddamn way because we ain't been doing our part. We had war and we was the party that didn't know we was at war. So it was so easy for him to just do all the things he wanted to do to us. She trying to put you on child support, we get difficult. You understand? So the next time, even if you wind up getting put on it, the next time he try to come after a black man, it'll fail. You understand? You show resistance at every goddamn stage. Show resistance. When a strong man is strong, he can't be bound. You understand? Or you turn that woman against me? Don't care.
Right.
That's strength. To get up and walk away from a situation is strength. Oh, you've turned her against me. You're ready. Oh, you turned my children against me. Your children. Oh, you believe the things your mother say about me. Okay. And you get up and remove yourself from thence. You understand?
God.
You go get another woman.
Right.
More children. And this one will be resilient to child support. You understand?
Right.
Oh, you think you're gonna make drugs of good, fast money, and you're gonna give me a construction job, a garbage job. You're gonna give me all these meaningless, you're gonna give me the jobs that make society run that you don't actually pay well. No problem. No problem. That's gonna break me? No, that's not gonna break me.
Right.
I'm still gonna pay tithes out of this small check.
That's right.
I'm going to tithe this small check. I'm going to save. I'm going to be frugal. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to house with a brother. You understand?
Right.
I'm going to house with a brother. I'm going to do whatever I need to do. If I got to send that brother to work to go make $1,000 for me a week, then I will. You understand?
That's right.
I'm going to do whatever I need to in any given situation to make this work because I refuse to bow my knee to you.
Right.
That's a real strong man. That's a real strong man. I won't bow my knee to you regardless of what you do to me. You understand? If y'all want a story on that, y'all read Maccabees of the mother and her sons who died because they wouldn't eat pork.
That's right.
Oh, you're going to kill me because I won't eat this pork? Yeah. Well, hurry up, please. Please hurry up. I don't have all day.
That's right.
You're going to kill me. You should get on with it. I heard it's going to rain later.
Right.
You understand? It's going to rain later. You should probably just go ahead and do it. Just do it. And he went one by one and killed them and unalived them in front of one another, in front of the mother. And when all her sons was gone, she said, I am happy.
That's right.
Because none of them folded. Oh, he was going to be sad because they're gone. Oh, I'm sad they're gone. My sons ain't no bitches, though.
That's right.
That's right.
You understand?
Right.
Right.
That's strong. That's a woman.
That's
You understand? That's a woman.
That's right.
That's right.
That's a goddamn woman right there.
Right.
And you as a man need to be just like those brothers and say, if you're going to do it, hurry up. Hurry up. I just put you on child support because hurry up.
Yeah.
As you're packing your bag.
Yeah.
You gonna do what? Do me a favor, call me after you call the judge so I can know what court date is.
Right.
And leave. Hurry up. I don't have time. It's raining later and the bus coming 12 minutes. You serious? No sweat. I got about 6 minutes to pack because it's a 4-minute walk.
Right.
You understand? I was strong when I become weak. Our brothers just be like, I'm not gonna have sex with them dudes because I don't want to put on child support. That's Will Smith. That's Will Smith. I'm just let her have sex with other dudes because I don't want to be a sucker and get divorced. You know, all black marriages end in divorce. Or I'm going to add to that statistic before I become a sucker.
That's right. That's right.
So we're going to be a statistic before I'm a statistic.
That's
You
right.
understand? Before I'm some sucker on child support or letting you sleep around with other dudes and then I go in behind them, oh, I'm going to be on child support and alimony.
Right.
You understand?
Come on.
We'll be on both before I'm like a fool. You understand?
Right.
Will Smith ain't got no, he have no cojones. You understand?
Right.
He don't got nothing. She went on live television and told him what she did, and he sat there and cried on TV.
Good night.
And then got the nerve years later to slap Chris Rock
Good night.
because you a sucker.
Right. Right. That's right.
Slaggy, yeah.
Sluggish, sir. I just want to like double back on what you said about how the strong men turn weak. Like, it's the drugs they put in our community really turn a lot of masculine brothers from this. Because you know, black men naturally masculine. Be more naturally masculine than oppressor.
Masculine, aggressive, yeah.
Aggressive than oppressor. And like, I just remember growing up and how direct and aggressive parents was, and it took one situation or whatever situation, trauma, whatever. Like, you know, a lot of our fathers was boxers, this and that, running the streets or whatever. You feel me at the time?
Whatever the world considers
Whatever
the height of masculinity.
kind of a con.
Yeah.
And it took one situation just for a brother to sniff a bag or smoke some weed or sniff some coke, whatever it was, whatever the drug of choice was. And they just let their kids just go. Like, you feel me? Let them kids start just doing what they want to do instead of, nah, you just gonna do this and do that. All right, let them just do this. Because me personally, because I remember I was playing football like a lot. You feel me? And I remember when, I don't want to get really personal, but I just remember when my pop started being more like softer and like just more down, and you feel me? Like, and I told him like, yo, I don't want to play sports this year.
You know what?
Like, I ain't trying to play football this year because I was like transforming into the streets. I started seeing how bad we were struggling, my mother complaining and everything. And I'm like, I don't want to play sports this year. I want to hustle. Like, you feel me? And he argued with my mother a little bit about it. A little bit. He was like, nah, he gonna still play this year. Because now I was going into high school. My mother was like, nah, let him take the year off. We'll be back next year. And they agreed to it. And I never played football again after that.
Because your mother put that money that you can make in the streets above your safety.
Right.
You understand? Above your safety and above her love for you, she put money.
Right.
As soon as you said, nah, I'm trying to track. Light went off in my head.
I didn't say that, but of course, she knew I was. They both knew I was transforming into the streets.
Yeah, so you're
Like,
not
so,
saying
right,
I don't mean you literally said those words.
Right. Kind of
Your actions may have shown it or whatever.
Right.
And as soon as you get the English, I'm trying to do this. Money. You understand?
Kind of.
Rent paid, fridge full, light bill paid, flat screens on the wall. You understand?
Kind of, sir.
Yeah, let him. He'll be back next year. Knowing damn well he wasn't going to be back.
Right.
You know,
It's over.
and your father, just as a man, that one bag, that one pill, that one blunt, that alcoholism, that in your soul, you know you lost the fight when you did.
That's right.
And you just go. Because once you turn to that, it's because you have undealt with demons.
Right.
So it's like, I'm a statistic.
Right.
I'm another one of them lost to them. I'm just another one. You understand? Just another one. All right. My kids, I take care of the kids. I go to work or whatever I do for money, whatever. Whatever. But in reality, his soul, he knew he betrayed himself.
Right.
Because he always thought he was better than that.
Kind of.
We are priests and prophets. In your spirit, you know you're a priest and prophet. That's why the Lord says we have a zeal for knowledge, but not according to God. No matter what you do, a black person is always going to try to turn to some form of higher consciousness.
Right.
Hotep, Islam, this, that, Christianity, this, that. Brothers always want to know what God is.
Mm-hmm.
What's the truth about life? What's
Right.
all this about? What am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to behave according to a higher power? We have a zeal for God, but it's just not according to knowledge.
Right.
So when he failed himself, it broke him all the way down. He looked at himself as this. And as soon as you do that one thing you said you'd never do, it goes, I'm like everybody else. All the fight just drains.
Kind
You understand? That's
That's
why
right.
it's dangerous for him to not know who he is.
of.
You understand?
Right.
You don't know who the hell you are. You just, as soon as one thing, you just, as the scripture said, a righteous man falls 7 times, get up 8. You understand? Fall 7 times, get up 8. He fell, he said, I guess I'm not that. He couldn't fall back and say, I'm a prince of the power that messed up.
Right.
He just said, I guess that's it. I guess I'm like everybody else. And then all the fight just drained out his body.
Calm. Good night.
Real quick, before I does this breakdown. You know, it's so heavy what y'all brought out because you ain't alone on that. I had to watch my father, who was a mighty man in me growing up, fall. You understand? But instead of him getting up, he stayed down and wallowed down there. You get what I'm saying? Like, it was to a point where my mom wanted me to help with some bills in the house. And it got so bad to the point where she asked me and my brother to hit the block.
Good night.
So he's doing what with the block?
To hit the block. So he was home for years and stayed out of trouble and was not trying to go back to that life, and then started coming into the truth. And she like, well, I don't care how you do it. I need you to go back to your old ways. I got to get these bills paid. I need you to go hit the block. I need you to rob something. I need you to do something.
Yeah, that's a large reason why a lot of our mothers leave our fathers. Right? Your father don't want to trap for the rest of his life.
Right.
He just don't. Right? It's not a good life. He knows it's not a good life. You know, a lot of y'all brothers have done it before. You know it's not a good life.
Right.
Quick money comes also with a quick jail cell.
That's
Or
right.
quick bullets. You understand? It comes with things quick. And your mother, she want the flat screen. She want the rent paid. She want this. She want that. She want an easy life. So your father say, "No, I gotta keep this up." She goes, "You ain't nothing. You ain't S. You ain't S. You broke. You ain't third." She started wilding on him.
Right.
They split. Because he ain't gonna keep hearing that every day.
Right.
You understand? It just is what it is. He get robbed. God forbid he get robbed. Who's up? You letting them rob you.
Right. Calm.
You understand? God forbid he get robbed. These things can break a man. You understand? Feeling like he doesn't have enough to support his family can break a man.
God.
You understand? That can break you. That's why I said our strong men are weak. Do whatever the hell you need to do. If you want to send her, which I encourage you brothers to do. If you got a red and she's very capable, and you a brother that just want to dedicate yourself to the truth, and she's a very capable, smart person, send her to school. Send her to school. Let her become a doctor or get her a trade certificate. You understand? I encourage you, right? Here's a misconception. Men of the world, some of the more masculine men of the world, believe that a woman, you said this right, a woman who makes more than you will not respect you, right? That's when a woman is taught that money is her legacy.
Right.
I'm here to tell all the airhead women, I'm the legacy.
Right.
You understand? The children you pop out, that will be my seed, is the legacy.
Right.
You understand? The fact that you're attached to me, when people see you, they'll know to treat you well because of the man you're attached to.
Right.
They'll call you sister because of the man. When we're out walking in the midst of heathens and people who do not serve the God that we serve, people will look at me and know better than to do violence to you. Do you understand that? You understand how primal that is? Women are elementary in their thinking, and you have to love them. You can't change it. They're primal and elementary in their thinking, and we are too, to an extent. Women want to feel protected.
Right.
They want to feel protected. They are taught that you having all of this money is the protection they need. I'm here to tell you that when all of this breaks down, and people lose their jobs, what happens? What happens if we have to live on a bad block, in a bad neighborhood? Wouldn't you like people to see you walk outside with me and know that they probably shouldn't commit violence to you because, do you see them? Probably shouldn't commit violence to them. Probably shouldn't think about robbing them.
Right.
You understand? We see her going in and out the house every day. So we know where she lives, but we probably should mind our business.
That's right.
You understand? Oh, we're hardened criminals. Well, we probably shouldn't rob that house. You understand?
Right.
That's your legacy.
Right.
Being attached to me is your legacy as a woman.
Right.
Being attached to a priest and prophet is your legacy, not the money. Not the money. Go make $250,000 a year in your job. Go make $250,000. Go make $90,000, $120,000. But when you make that money, understand a couple things. One is that it comes back to me.
Right.
You understand? It comes to me. That money that you make is my money.
Right.
Secondly, that money, no matter how big or small, is not the legacy that you are going to leave behind. Your legacy is going to be being attached to me.
That's right.
Right.
Oh, you don't believe me again, right? You don't like me. You know, I'm black. I'm wearing black, and I got this. That. You don't like me. No problem. Go read any history book. People don't remember the women.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, y'all don't like that. I know. Not you brothers in the room, so I get it. y'all don't like that one. People don't, I got you. People don't remember the women.
Right.
You understand? Unless you was attached to a great man.
That's right.
You understand? Unless you was attached to a man of that period who they considered great, you are not remembered. You understand? The men in that society look up to him, not you. You be attached to him. You understand? But you won't be better than him.
Right.
You won't be the object of admiration. He is. And that's why I hate Instagram, because Instagram has made women think they're the object of admiration.
Right.
Because you have breasts, a butt, and something in between your legs that men desire. You think that you are the object the earth is going to remember 100 years from now. I really would hate to break it to you, but even if we talk about men that you women actively know, the earth is going to. Give me some money. Give me some money. Very obvious. Since y'all like believing y'all American, the earth will actively remember George Washington. Right?
That's right.
Who's his wife?
Right. Right.
Oh, I'm sorry, I cheated. You're right, I cheated. The earth knows Nikola Tesla. All his electronic. Who's his wife? George Carver. Who's his wife? All the Chinese dynasties and emperors. Who's their wife? Outside of Cleopatra, what pharaoh wives are commonly talked about, known, revered, admired, are said to mimic them, be like them? None of them.
That's right.
Right.
In the Bible, but there's Esther because she listened to Mordecai.
That's right.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
Women in the Bible have status because they are attached to another man. You understand? While if you just read Jonah, Ezekiel, Nehemiah, John, Luke, any story about Christ, don't get me talking about Christ. They're their own man standing on their own too, being remembered for what they did. You want a damn legacy? Go make go make the money. I don't care. Go make the money. Understand something. Understand a couple things. When you make the money, it comes to me. It's mine. I don't care if it's $30,000 a year or $120,000 a year. It's mine.
Right.
Whatever I choose to manage and maneuver it with, my decisions. You understand?
That's right.
It's mine. My children that you will desire to have for me will be the legacy that you can attach yourself to and leave behind. You can say that you are these great men when they grow up, you're their mother.
That's right.
You understand? You can say that you are such and such's wife. That's your legacy. You understand?
Right.
That is a woman's legacy. And women, you would do well to just accept your own. You would do well. Because I don't see men, not no men in here, complaining about how hard our life is. We accept our role.
That's right.
Right.
We accept it. We got a hell of a fight ahead of us.
That's right.
We accept it. And you should accept your role.
Right.
Accept your position. Because it's not in the limelight. It never has been, and it never will be. You understand? You know the women who stand alone and are known in the Bible? Jezebel.
Right.
That's one woman that stood alone in the Bible and is known. You can be a whore. Everybody will know to never be like you.
Right, right.
They'll know that, but we won't know you for anything else.
That's right.
Then you got your hand up.
It's a lot, yes, sir. If I make two quick points, right? One, just to piggyback.
Salakia. I lost my other point that came back. And you will lose. I pray everybody understands. You will lose to that beautiful, quiet, sweet, resourceful, always saying Salakia. All of my captains love her. All of the generals love her. She's known to cook excellent foods. She's very cooperative. She knows I build up women. She minds her damn business. She says Khan Arawan Khan. You will lose to her and she works at Target.
Right.
You'll lose. I promise you, you'll lose.
That's right.
You'll lose. So you should probably think about whether or not you should fix your behavior or your bank account.
It's a lot, yes,
That's
sir.
right, sir.
You could do both.
Right.
One daughter's better than another. You could do both. But if you think you're going to pick bank account over behavior,
Yes.
So,
Will Smith is waiting for you.
Right.
it's a lot, yeah.
Not me. Not Boyala. We're not waiting for you. Will Smith, he'll cry for you on camera.
Right.
He'll cry for you on camera when you open your legs to your son's best friend. Somebody like that will cry, not me.
Right.
Not nobody under this banner.
That's
Right.
You understand?
Come.
Yeah, it's like,
So I get 2 quick points, right? As you were saying, everything that was yours, right? Them kids are yours because you are the seed of your father. And the second point, just to prove that every lineage in the Bible per the Bible,
Mhm.
speaks about a man's lineage.
Right.
There's not one lineage, and it's about the daughters or the daughters. It's about the men of the Bible
Right.
and how the men, like, this person beget this person, beget that one.
Right.
This is how you know Christ beget. This is who Christ was born through.
Yeah, and if I could expound on that, right?
Please, sir.
When they try to tell you Mary was great, Mary was about as great as Joseph made her.
That's right.
Right.
For her to be, she's not the virgin. She, okay, according to the real definition of virgin, yes. Young woman, natural age, yes. A woman who's never had sex before, we all know in here she had sex with Joseph.
Right.
That's how babies are made.
That's right.
She's as special as Joseph made her because Joseph was the one that came from the line of David.
Right.
Joseph had a lineage. You
Right.
understand? They have statues of Mary in the Vatican, statues of Mary in Russia, all over the damn place. This Virgin Mary concept. Mary is nothing. If she never had sex with Joseph, destroy your statue.
That's right. Good night.
Because she's nothing.
Right.
She's nothing. If she didn't have sex with a man to conceive the greatest man of all time, she's nothing.
Right.
Y'all hate this. I know y'all do. I'm not saying I don't love the sisters. I love the sisters. I love the Agwathian. I love them.
Right.
I love them. Y'all can be special and do amazing, great things. You can't do what I do.
Right.
And you can't be greater or next to me.
Right.
It's impossible. You understand?
That's right. Yeah.
Soon as you find me the last ship that ran right with 2 captains, the last business that ran correctly with 2 CEOs, do that, and then we could talk. Good.
Yeah, Con. And what's heavy with that was everybody at that time thought Joseph wasn't nothing but just a damn carpenter.
Exactly. So if you want your forever man, it's probably a carpenter. It's probably an electrician.
That's right.
It's probably in the back of a garbage truck. It's probably up the highway. That's probably him.
That's
You
right.
understand? That's probably him. He's probably driving Uber. You understand?
Okay.
Your forever man, you think it's Will Smith. Go ahead. Please. Save me the headache.
That's right.
Because he'll cry for you on camera. I'll leave you in the background.
That's right.
Nobody will ever know we was ever together. I'll pretend like you never existed.
Right.
You open your legs on me, I'll pretend like you never existed.
Right.
You understand?
Come.
Con.
Will Smith will cry for you on camera, though. So you prefer something like that, please, by all means. Yeah. That's what they call an A-list celebrity. If that's the A-list, I'm not graded. Yeah.
Can I get a quick
Right.
breakdown?
You said what?
A quick breakdown.
Oh yeah, good.
It's the book of 1 Timothy, chapter 3, verse 8. Likewise, must the deacons be grave, not double-tongued, not given too much wine,
Mm-hmm.
not greedy of filthy
Lucre.
Yeah,
I know the scripture you're talking about. What about it?
I wanted a little context on that. I was a little unclear on it. Like when they say, likewise, must the deacons be grave, are they talking about like Christian church, or are they talking about Israelites?
Read.
Likewise, must the deacons be grave, not double-tongued.
John Van Bible Dictionary, the definition of grave in that verse. Actually, you need the Strong's Concordance. Here's the point where, see, I'm old school. I'm old school. We had to carry Strong's Concordances, John Van Bible Dictionaries, and all that stuff to class. That person have a Strong's Concordance. You want to go to Strong, go to that same scripture, right? In your Strong's Concordance is going to have the letters above, the Strong's reference number. And then you click that Strong's reference number, or find it in the book, you have the physical book, it'll tell you exactly what it meant in that space right there. Because grave can mean many things. You understand? You're in grave danger. That's serious danger. Right? You're going to dig your grave. It's a hole in the ground. You understand?
It's like you said, the definition of Zondervan in
No.
the Bible.
No.
It's like it says,
You want
the definition of grave.
You can go to the Zondervan Bible Dictionary, but that's probably the wrong place to go. You probably want to go to Strong Concordance. We have one here, but it's in that blue. No, it's too much. It's in the blue token hallway. You going down there? Okay, there you go. This is what y'all want, right? We was all required to get these when I first came into school in New York. Strong's exhaustive concordance of the Bible, a big Zondervan Bible dictionary. One of these bad boys right here, this Apocrypha. One of these bad boys right here, this Holy Bible. It was something else. Pen and a pad.
Take a picture of that, sir.
Yeah, this is the Zondervan right here, right? But this is the Strong's.
Compact.
This the compact. Yeah, they got the bigger version.
Come
So y'all can take pictures afterwards. I gotta hold them.
on, sir. Slide it.
All right.
The Victoria one, sir.
Pictorial is definitely better. Pictorial is better for the Zondervan. It gives you pictures to describe some things. It helps in some instances.
What is it called?
The Zondervan. You can text me.
Sir.
Zondervan Pictorial Bible Dictionary. Give me 1 second. Grave. I'm very old school. I can. When I write bars, I love writing in a book. When I read, I love reading actual books.
Right.
Hey man, my sight ain't bad. So I
can't blame you for good eyes.
What's the scripture?
It's 1 Timothy chapter 3, verse 8. Sir.
I'm gonna use as a teaching point. So here's what I'm gonna do. There's another cheat code that y'all can do, right? Download a app called Blue Letter Bible. What's the scripture?
It's 1 Timothy chapter 3, verse 8.
You go to that in the Blue Letter Bible, right? I'm gonna show y'all right now. Fake Israelites, if y'all watching, yeah, take notes. Right, so here's what you do, right? You find 1 Timothy chapter 3, verse 8, right? Slide, y'all go with me. 1 Timothy chapter 3, verse 8. Then you click the actual verse, click 8. Then you click the first one. It says interlinear / concordance, which if you don't remember, that's what this is called, concordance. Like that. It's going to load it up for you in the Hebrew, or if this is the New Testament, it's going to do the Greek, and then it's going to give you the Strong's numbers right here. So then you go down where it says grave, right here. No problem. Do it again. Slacky for the silence. If y'all online, just bear with it.
Slocking, sir.
So this says the number is G4586 that you're looking for. G4586. It'll tell you right there in the Blue Letter Bible exactly how to find it. G4586.
Okay. That's the right thing.
Yes. G45. You go to the back of a concordance. Look, actually, slacking. Right. And in the rest of the concordance, you'll find words, right? You'll have all these words like this. Got Israel right here. Got keeper. Got judgment. Got justice. Got justle. Got judgment. Got Judah, right? And it tells you where to find them at, and it gives you definitions. If there's different definitions, like this word right here this is Judah, right? And all of these says G2919, right? So G2919 means when this says Judah, this is in the definition of G2919. What's G2919? Go to the back of your concordance, and you turn to G2919. Right? Turn to it. I'll tell you whatever it is. So let's do that with this. It says that grave is G4586. So we go to G4586. Go all the way over here.
That's right.
G4557. G4586. Honest. See that? We scholars, I think.
That's right.
We scholars. We're scholars. We're not fools and just former bad guys picking up a damn Bible.
Right.
You understand? We're scholars. G4586 says honest. So now read your scripture. Now read 1 Timothy 3 and 8.
Likewise, must the deacons be grave, Honest.
You gotta be honest.
Not double tongued, meaning.
You can't be double tongue. You gotta be honest. You can't. You see how that work? See how that work? Perfect.
Sir. Okay.
Great. Okay, now I know what double tongue is. What do you mean I can't be grave? You know, you have to be honest. You understand? That's what that means. I have to be honest. I can't be double tongued. I gotta be honest.
Okay.
All right. You gotta remember that we are definitely scholars in here. We definitely buy these damn books. All them books in there, those are my personal books. And I donated them to the school because the school has to have some, and as a camp leader, I have to have my own copy. All those books in there are the books that I gathered over the years. You understand? So definitely, y'all want to remember we're scholars. We have concordances. We have Zondervan Bible dictionaries, and we have outside books because sometimes it helps us create a good point. Understand? By pulling something like that on some books.
Come on.
All right, sir.
Water, sir.
Water. Most on Christ.
Good.
Not giving too much wine. Not greedy of filthy lucre.
Not greedy of filthy lucre. What's lucre?
I've never heard that word.
Well, I have.
What is it
Tell
called?
you though.
Lucre. Lucre.
Mm-hmm. Y'all want to get into a habit of doing a dictionary. That's why I'm not just saying it. Y'all want to get in the habit of, if any, like, even if, let's say, class don't stop, right? Somebody says, filthy lucre, and keeps going, because you don't know, you should go to the dictionary for yourself. You ain't got to raise your hand and announce it. If everybody else already know it, fine. You go to the dictionary on Google. You open your Merriam-Webster dictionary and go, money. Everybody else might not know, so nobody might not say nothing.
Right.
But if you don't know, you want to sit there not knowing, or you just want to find out.
Right.
Put the damn thing up with a Google. We have, let me tell you something powerful Jim behind the scenes. He said, we got to go to the damn library and sit there for 12 hours a day. It's all right here. You're going to ask the librarian where's this at. She ain't got to walk to the back. She ain't got to help you find the damn book. You ain't got to rent it, check it out. You ain't got to not lose it. You got to pay for it. Man, pay for your phone. Pay your phone bill. You have an entire Smithsonian in your pocket.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
Like, we are scholars to the utmost. Just because you do it on your phone, don't feel like you're not a scholar because everything you find out is in your phone.
Right.
You're a scholar. You ain't got to be sitting in Stanford to feel like you're a scholar. You understand? If you know what they know in Stanford, you're a scholar. You understand? Lucre is money.
Yeah, I found it.
Lucre is money. So read it again.
Okay. Likewise, must the deacons be grave?
You got to be likewise. Must the deacons be honest? Some of the brothers in the truth, right? The officers, captains, the troopers, officers, captains, generals, and stuff like that. Yeah?
Not double-tongued. Not giving too much wine.
Don't say one thing and do another. Be honest. So you're gonna do this? Do this. Right? Good.
Not giving too much wine.
Not giving them much wine. Don't be a drunkard. Don't be an alcoholic. Right?
Right.
Good.
Not greedy of filthy lucre.
Don't be greedy of money.
God.
Don't live your life for money. Right? There's more important things than money, like the truth, like family time, like raising your kids.
Right.
There's sometimes I'll be like, man, I really ain't gonna make this $40, but I'm saying play my son now. You understand?
God.
Sometimes you gotta place the values in your actual life and not just your bills. You understand? Not just your rent, not just your light bill, not just sometimes you gotta say, man, y'all can use going to work right now, but this ain't me telling you let your bills fall behind. I'm just saying. Sometimes you say, $40. Now I'm going. Boss got your schedule for Friday. Man, I want to go to that Chicago without them. I don't put in for 2 days off. You understand?
God.
Like, money ain't everything.
Right.
You understand? You got like people remember you from your impressions on people. You understand? Being around them, knowing that you're a good brother, knowing you're a wise man, knowing you've done great, knowing you gave back to your community. You can't do all that when you at work. Now we gotta work because we're responsible for our own bills. We gotta work. Just remember that though. People remember you become a great man not by how much you was at work. You become a great man from the impact you leave on people out.
Right.
People need food outside. People need you at camp. people need you doing X, Y, Z, A, B, C, remember that's what makes you a great man.
Right.
People look back and say, man, that's what we're talking about. We talk about Moses and Abraham. We're talking about Timothy right now. Why are we talking about Timothy? He was so damn great. The Lord said, put his scroll in this book.
Right. Right.
It's not because Timothy worked 90 hours at the fishing or whatever the hell, at the steel mill. You understand? He wasn't because he was carving arrows all week, 75 hours. Timothy's great. He carved arrows all week. No, Timothy taught the people what they wanted to know. And Timothy became a great man. Right. You understand? And you can say, oh, I got to pay the bills. You read up. But just remember, you're reading Timothy. If you want somebody to read about you, you should probably make an impact on people. Right. And the impact that us as Black and Hispanics need is the damn truth.
Right.
I'm sorry.
So that's like for instance, that's like Timothy and them, they was out there doing the work. So how do we have these pastors take his word? Like, but if thou provide not for his household, he's worse than the infidel.
Yeah, if you don't tell her, finish your question first, because I'm about to just go off. I gotta chill sometimes.
You good, sir. It's like how Timothy, like, you know, these brothers, they was doing the work of the Lord. Mm-hmm. That's what they was doing. Mm-hmm. So you'll get a Christian pastor, and he'll pull this scripture, that one scripture that make everybody leave the church and make men leave the church. If thou provide not for his household, he's worse than an infidel.
Pastor say, right?
Yeah, this is the pastor say, making you think that if you lost your job,
the pastor because the pastor, he's only preaching because he gets paid. Facts. Yeah, that's right. Like, he gets paid to do that. You understand? He gets paid. Now, ideally, the priest of God will be able to make a living off of being the priest of God, right? Ideally, the general will be able to pay you for your services unto the Lord, right? That's not how it is right now, because we're trying to raise a nation up. Right. We're not a nation. We're trying to raise a nation up. Right. Right. The pastor's only preaching because he's getting paid. You preaching while going to work for somebody else. Facts. Right. That's why he's saying, "Oh, you an infidel if you don't take care of the house." He's taking care of the house because your rib is in church handing him your money. Right. Understand? That's how he can talk from such a high and mighty place and call you an infidel, because your rib is walking in the church with your money and giving it to him so that he can drive his Bentley. You understand? Right. I'm giving them, if he drives a Honda, he's eating off the fact that your money is going to him. You understand? Right. Right. Meanwhile, you are doing this work getting paid nothing. Matter of fact, we're paying tithes. We're paying donation. Right. We're paying a camp fund, building fund, any emergencies. We're paying this. You understand? We're coming out of pocket, and we're the priests and prophets. Right. You understand? Right. I mean, he doesn't compare to you. Right. So if you're going to try to call you an infidel, it means nothing. But of course, that you're not an infidel if you don't give all your money up. You're an infidel if you don't tell your wife, I'll leave you if you open your lips to somebody else. Right. I will not come around you if you disrespect me. I will not come around you if you play with me. You understand? Right. You're an infidel if you don't do that. Right. If you don't tell your daughter to sweep and do dishes. That's right. At 5. I mean it. Mm-hmm. Put a little broom in her hand and have her sweep. And your rib should be teaching her how to do dishes. Right. You understand? Right. She should be 13 cooking whole turkeys. That's right. You understand? I'm not even playing, huh? Facts. Don't let nobody tell you what I'm saying is extreme, huh? Because it is. Right. Right. What I'm telling you is absolutely extreme. Absolutely. 13, she got to be able to cook a whole damn pan of baked mac and cheese and a whole turkey and string beans, and she got to do stuffing, and she got yes. Right. Yes. Yes. She got roast beef. She got to be able to do pulled beef. She got to, yes. Yes. Or she's going to be useless when you try to marry her off. Right. Nobody going to want her. They're going to be talking to a coroner. They're going to say, hey, can you cook this for me? She's going to be, I don't know how to do that. He's going to be strike one. You understand? Right. That's right. He's not going to like it. He's not going to like it. She can't clean. He's not going to want her. You want your daughter to have a happy adult life, because you can't. She's not gonna be your daughter forever. She's gonna be your daughter forever, but you're not gonna be under your roof forever.
Right.
You want to marry your daughter off, you better teach her how to cook and clean as soon as possible.
Right.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
Right.
Keep her legs closed at all times. It goes to one man. You understand?
Yeah,
You gotta teach her these things. You want your son to be a man that serves God. Teach him he has enemies early.
Right.
You understand? Teach him to be masculine early. Teach him how to express himself in a masculine way early. Teach him rules, regulations, laws are important. You understand?
Right.
You won't even break America's laws in here. You understand?
Right.
You don't break laws. Rules, regulations, laws, order is important. You teach him that early. Teach your child up. You teach him. You understand?
Right.
Teach him, because when he's older, he's going to follow that. She's going to follow that. You understand? He can't call you an infidel if you do that. I don't give a goddamn if you were sliding burgers in a broiler at Burger King. I don't care. If you were teaching your daughter that and your son that, can't no pastor say you were infidel.
Damn right.
Especially when you eat off your money. You understand?
Damn right.
Saki, sir, real quick, because I know we over time. Officer Natazab, Officer Thousand Natazab had a quick question. He said, if I may, sir, is it unbrotherly or unsisterly to not want certain brothers or sisters as a friend on social media?
Say again?
He said, if I could, sir, I have a question. Is it unbrotherly or unsisterly to not want certain brothers or sisters as a friend on social media?
That's okay. I'm not saying it's a fake world, because social media is all everywhere nowadays. Social media should primarily be used by a brother in this school as a way to push the truth. Primarily. You might share some memes, you might have some fun on social media, right?
Right.
No problem. I don't care. It's not against the law. I don't care. If you don't want to befriend somebody, if you don't want to accept a friend request, who cares?
Right.
That's the point why I say this is fake. You understand?
Right.
If you are in, I'm assuming you mean somebody in the school, because somebody in the world, this is not even a question we're asking.
Right.
If somebody's in the school, you don't want to accept the friend request, you better not act like that in person at the cookout.
Right.
That's all I know. You understand? I don't care. If you don't want to see me talk about football, I don't talk about much on the internet. If you don't want to see me talk about football all day, no problem. I don't care. I really don't care. You understand? I promise you I don't. When I'm at the cookout, when we at the cookout, you treat every brother like a brother.
That's right.
You understand? And you should want to accept the friend request, because everybody in here is trying to push the truth.
Right.
So I don't see the reason for not accepting the friend request. But you don't have to. Just because I don't see the reason, you still don't have to. There's no law behind it. As long as there's no underlying malice.
Right.
Care. You understand?
Come.
I don't care. It's the internet out. You understand? Just don't. You better not. You better understand that all these men here are your brothers.
Right.
You should understand that.
That's
right. Person on the internet, they're all brothers. If for some weird internet reason you don't want to accept a friend request or follow request on the internet, whatever. You understand?
Right.
I know personally people click the follow request button on my page all the time, and I just ignore it. There's nothing to do with the individual person. You understand? It's the internet. I don't think that deep into it. It says you have a new follow request. I just look at it and I just go back to doing what I was doing. I just don't care. You understand?
Right.
And if I see you at the cookout, I'm not gonna have a problem with you. Yeah, I'm gonna ask you if you're good. Did you eat? Did you drink? You good? You straight? Go get a plate. Nah, hey yo, get no plate, yo. You understand?
Calm.
Instagram is Instagram. Facebook is Facebook. Twitter is Twitter. They call it X now, whatever. Do none of that matter.
That's right.
All right. Anything else? I didn't get into my topic at all, as is normal. You gonna wrap it up? So I don't want, because if I get in my topic, we can be here a while. September 30th, we going to Branchbrook Park for a house music festival. Pass out some flyers, talk to some folks, get some footage. I'm not sure if we're gonna go to camp, and then go then go to the festival, or we just gonna go to camp. I'm not sure. I'll keep y'all updated. I'll make a decision soon.
Come.
Listen. Individually, much of it.